guys, Sandra here of Low Calorie Lifestyle. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be sharing what I eat in a day for weight loss, and we're going to jump right in and get started with breakfast. Now, typically for breakfast, my husband makes me coffee, but today he wants to get me coffee out. So I'll be getting my coffee later on, probably from Panera Bread, and I'll hopefully show you guys that. So to drink this morning, all I've had is some Ice Mountain bottled water, and I love Ice Mountain bottled water, so I drink this all the time. And then I usually have just some fruit and maybe a few homemade tortilla chips, maybe a small baked potato or two for breakfast. I don't typically wake up really hungry and eat much for breakfast. I know a lot of people in the plant-based world do, and a lot of people don't. So I'm in the category that typically kind of pushes my main meals off until a little bit later in the day. So for breakfast, like I said, it's typically just a cup of coffee and then whatever I'm kind of prepping for my kids for the day. So today I just prepped some cucumbers, and I had a few slices of cucumbers this morning. I also had a little bit of apple because I cut up an apple for one of my boys, and it was a Honeycrisp apple. It's delicious, and so I just ate around the apple core. Again, something very typical for me to do for breakfast. And then I had a few homemade tortilla chips that I just made in the air fryer, and that was my breakfast. So very simple and easy, and that's a very typical breakfast for me. And now we're gonna go ahead and jump into lunch. Lunch is a much bigger meal for me. Let me show you. All right, so for lunch, I am having some mashed potatoes. As you can see, I have a huge bowl of mashed potatoes here, and this is just mashed potatoes that started out with an entire can of no salt added petite diced tomatoes in a pan with some water, and I just cooked those up and got them boiling. I added in some of my favorite Frontier pizza seasoning. I kept the seasonings really light since I'm going to be topping my potatoes with my husband's vegan chili. And so yeah, I started off with a pan with my petite diced tomatoes, got those going, added in some Frontier pizza seasoning, and then I added in, after that was done, I turned the heat off and added in about a heaping cup of the Bob's Red Mill potato flakes. And as you can see, I have a big bowl of potatoes. And now I'm going to take my husband's vegan chili. As you can see, it is really delicious, and it's got beans in here, corn, mushrooms, and the mushrooms have been ground up, so they're not big, and that way my kids will eat it as well. And bell peppers and onions and spices, and it's also got some, I think he either used a jalapeno or serrano chili, and it's just very flavorful. Lots of, it's got chili powder, cumin, of course, all the things, and it's really delicious. So I'm gonna go ahead and top my potatoes with the chili now. And then I'm just sprinkling the last of the green onion on top. So here we go, here's my lunch for the day, and now I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy this. Very good. All right, it is snack time, and as I mentioned earlier, I got my coffee out today, so I went out to Costco with my husband, and then we went to Panera Bread, and he got me a cafe latte with almond milk, some cinnamon sugar, and some ground cinnamon, and this is 60 calories. And then I'm also having this with some leftover cucumber from lunch, and this is going to be my snack today. All right, it is dinner time, and I'm going to be having some mashed potato soup, and it's going to be an entire saucepan of soup. This is something that I do very typically, and yes, I do eat it usually right out of the pan. And I have my lovely silicone spoon that I got from Amazon so that I'm not like scraping the pan and stuff like that. So I will try to link those down below if I don't forget for you guys, for anyone who might be interested. But yeah, I often, pretty much almost daily, sometimes a lot of times twice a day, I'm eating right out of a saucepan. I'm eating a whole saucepan of food, and that's how I'm losing weight, you guys. but in this pan, let me share really quick what I've got. So I started off with some diced tomatoes again and water, and then I added in some minced onion and some of my pizza seasoning, and I also added in some oregano, and then I added in about half of a lemon. And finally, once it was all boiling and everything was incorporated, I added in about 1.5 cups of my Bob's Red Mill potato flakes, and I mixed everything together. And then I had chopped up some fresh cilantro and added in a bunch of that at the end. So sometimes I will add in cilantro and I'll just cook it right in the soup or the mashed potatoes that I'm making. But today I decided to add it in at the end. I've been enjoying adding fresh cilantro in at the end of my meals lately, so that's why I decided to go ahead and do again today. And that's it. That is what is for dinner. I'm going to eat this whole entire saucepan of soup all by myself, and I'm going to enjoy this, and yeah, it's time to eat. So that's it, guys. That is what I eat in a day for weight loss. And yesterday was a very typical day. It is obviously the next day now, but yes, yesterday was a very typical day, and except for that, I don't normally have a bowl of mashed potatoes for lunch like that. I actually just leave it all in a saucepan, but I decided to kind of do that for you guys and put it in a bowl and everything like that. But normally I would have just had a saucepan of mashed potatoes and just put everything right into the saucepan. And so I usually have 2 full saucepans of food, for one for lunch and one for dinner every day, and on a regular normal day when I'm not having some sort of treat food or something like that. So, and as you guys know, I try to minimize those things. So yeah, that's what I do for lunch, and then I usually have some sort of midday snack, maybe some fruit or vegetable that was left over from lunchtime, or some prunes or something like that, and midday coffee. I usually have 1 to 2 cups of coffee a day. I only had one yesterday because it was a big coffee, and you guys saw it was the one from Panera, and I only needed 1. So this morning though, my husband already made me my cup of coffee, so I've got my morning breakfast coffee right here. And in a little bit, I'm gonna start prepping lunch for my kids and start with getting fruits and vegetables ready for them. And again, my breakfast is going to be snacking on those things along with my morning coffee, and then I'll go on with the rest of my day. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and it gave you kind of what I do in a day for weight loss. And as you guys can see, I eat a lot of fiber and water, and my food is full of nutrition, and it's really delicious with all of the spices and the herbs and the combination of the vegetables with the starches. So yeah, that's been the key to my success. And as you guys know, my goal is to get to 120 pounds by the end of November, and I'm well on my way. And if you want to follow along on my journey, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and if you've liked this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up and let me know how you are doing on your weight loss journey. Please comment down below so we can encourage one another. And that's all I've got for you today. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope it gave you some ideas. So that's all I've got for you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.